This break is brought to you by Netflix. Head on over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV to sign up for a free 30-day trial. All right, guys. Well, everybody's asking themselves, can your computer handle Firefall? Looks like there's a lot of people out there who are answering that question with an emphatic yes. Here's me to talk a little bit about it is GameBreaker writer Jason Winter. Jason, just how many people are actually right now signed up for the Firefall beta?
Well, Red 5 Studios saying they have 500,000 beta signups. Now, that doesn't necessarily translate into anything major in terms of sales-wise or final players, whatever, and it is free to play, so it's going to get quite a few people no matter what. But yeah, when you consider that Guild Wars 2 had 1 million beta signups, and I think Swordor had like around 2 million, 1.5, 2 million, something like that, so that's not a terrible company to keep for such an independent studio making its first game.
Yeah, and especially when you consider the fact that, you know, you bring up Guild Wars 2 and Star Wars The Old Republic. Those are all very high-profile names, so Firefall kind of coming out and being its own entity, that's doing really well for itself.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Now, they also came out and announced the system requirements for the game, so is there anything that stands out for people who maybe are interested and have signed up and are really excited, but that should be kind of maybe looking to upgrade so that they can actually participate?
Well, I'd imagine a lot of people who are signed up are already in and already playing, know what they've got. So it's, you know, the people who haven't signed up yet or are thinking about it on the fence, or maybe looking at this and I don't know, the requirements seem just a little on the high side or maybe like upper mid. I mean, I bought my computer about 2 years ago and it should run fine on that, but you've got a 3-4-year-old machine. I think my machine I had before that, I bought in like 06, 07, something like that, it might struggle a bit. They are a little on the high side. I mean, I compared them a little bit to Guild Wars 2 minimum requirements. Guild Wars 2 requires an Intel 2.0 gigahertz processor. Firefall is 2.2. 2 gig of RAM for Guild Wars 2, 4 gig for Firefall. A GeForce 7800 versus an 8600 for Firefall. So, you know, it's overall it seems a little bit higher than, you know, something like Guild Wars 2. So it's kind of interesting to see that it goes up that high.
Is this maybe just because of its shooter, the fact that it's a first-person shooter versus being an MMO, and the way it has to handle assets and the game, or do we have any insight into maybe why it kind of stands a little bit higher? Because I don't want to say that Firefall doesn't look pretty, but its art style isn't to me as refined and as elegant as what's in Guild Wars, so it's kind of weird to see it require more.
Yeah, it does have its own like cell shaded kind of look to it, which you would kind of think would be not that big a thing. But I think you're right. I think being a shooter has something to do with it. They probably have a little more processing in terms of, you know, physics and all that sort of thing. So that probably is playing into it somewhat.
Now, Firefall, you know, it's kind of been a right alongside with all the other MMO FPSs, with like big name companies like PlanetSide 2 and Dust. We always kind of come to this question: how do you think Dust is going to compete when it comes to dealing with Eve and PlanetSide?
Well, if the system requirements don't scare people away, I think Firefall will do pretty well. I think PlanetSide 2 has a really big buzz around it from E3. Dust a little on the downside, maybe, and won't be out until 2013. But I definitely think by the end of the year, we could be looking at PlanetSide 2 and Firefall as really two of the top launches of the year, really right alongside Guild Wars 2. And because those games are both free to play, we could see them even pull better numbers at Guild Wars 2 when it's all said and done.
Wow. Well, guys, Firefall is just continuing to impress the more and more we see of it, so we will keep you updated on it as more information comes in. We occasionally talk about it on This Week in MMO, so make sure to catch that every Wednesday at 6 p.m. PDT. And for all of your other gaming news, keep it tuned right here to GameBreaker TV. Thank you guys so much for watching. Jason, thank you for the information, and we'll see you next time.